Yeah. Hopefully my audio is okay. Hi. Thank you for the follow. Hi! It's been a minute. Yeah, so it's gonna be a pretty low energy stream today. It's hot. I have the AC running. I hope you can't hear that. Oh, hi, Lofty! Oh, thank you. Wow, 27 months. Wow, thank you very much. That's something special. Yeah, so it's gonna be low energy today. We're just gonna bap at what are we gonna bap at? Right, the squishy LVD PHY stuff. The squishy mainboards came in. I don't know if you saw the pictures of those. I posted those on social media a while ago. They're pretty. They look great. So now we have to do the PHY stuff. Also, again, I hope the audio is okay. I fucked with the audio filters, so who knows if they work. Hopefully it sounds better and you can't really hear the AC unit. That'd be great. Yeah. Yeah, sorry. I have to have the AC running. It's just ungodly hot today. And it's supposed to be up to 37 tomorrow. But, you know, I'm trying not to melt, so here we are. Yeah. So, yeah, the plan today is to work on the LVD PHY stuff. Squishy. This is currently everything that's done for it. Bap time, yeah. This is just currently a skeleton, so I have this set up. So this is the interface that's coming off of the squishy mainboard. So we have all of the single-ended high speed signals, and we have some low-speed control signals, and then the enable and direction lines for those. We also have a little configuration EEPROM that lives on both the connector boards and on the PHY boards. So what happens with those is the main squishy unit can query the PHY and the connector to get its capabilities. Oh, yeah. Meow. Pats. Thank you for the pats. Yeah, so the goal for this... Well, I'm glad the subtitles are working. That's good. Yeah. So the name. Yeah, so this is the universal output connector. So what we've done is we've effectively gone through all of the, let me see if I can find it. Oh, hi Annie. Yeah, I don't know where that is, actually. But I have, I spent the time, I went through every single SCSI standard, extracted all of the pinout and connector tables, put them into a larger table, pivoted those so the connections are common, and then reduced that set to the set of common connectors. That was a while. But effectively, if we're not dealing with the dual part AB 32-bit SCSI bus, then this is probably the most common connector layout that will be good to use. So this is what's going to go over to every connector board. Even if the connector doesn't support it, we can just ground all of the signals, and we will know which signals to actually drive based on the... Oh, Annie! I have a cat here who is very displeased that I'm not giving her attention. Hi. You're a baby. You're a little baby. Okay. Yeah, so the goal here is to essentially, we have to construct a SCSI LVD PHY out of discrete components. The problem with that is the LVD PHY wants something called a pre-emphasis step. Yeah. Anyone's attention. The pre-emphasis step effectively means that we want to be on longer transmission line cables. We want to be able to essentially give an extra burst of power to maintain signal integrity, right? And if your LVD driver doesn't do that, which the ones we're using don't, what you need to do is you need to do this weird run two drivers in parallel and then capacitively couple the pre-emphasis driver into the main transmission line. I have a sim set up here. This is going to take a second. Oh, you can see my my interface because it's captured the frame buffer. Annie, you need to move. You need to stop being a baby. That's impossible. Annie, please. This is going to take a while it compiles the IBIS models into Spice. So this is going to take a second. But yeah, so effectively what this will do... Oh, there it goes. So effectively, what we're going to do here is this takes the input bit stream from the squishy main unit and converts it into the LVD signal, and we're just emulating a connection and a termination here. LVD has perfect termination, which means rather than termination resistors, what happens on the LVD side is that there's actually a current source that maintains a fixed current and voltage on the differential lines, which is their termination to ensure that there's no reflection. But that's only needed for the higher speed lines. So what we're doing now is we're essentially simulating a pseudo-random bit stream into the two IBIS models for the drivers. And you can see the inner pairs is the transmission line and the primary driver. And the outer pair, the reason why the amplitude's so much larger is because it's our pre-emphasis driver and we're only capacitively coupling the drive signal into the transmission line. If that makes any sense, I am just rambling, I'm sorry. But yeah, so effectively what this does is this adds a... KiCad doesn't have eye diagram support. If it did, what you'd see is every time there was a switch here on the transmission line, there'd be a bump to kind of add additional pre-emphasis. There is a thing. There's a thing, there's a thing, there's a thing, there's a thing. PI... LVD. Manual. Well, hi, thank you for the follow. Yeah, okay. LVDS Applications Handbook. Sorry, it took me a second to find it. This thing is actually pretty great. Pardon the blinding everybody. But, I have to find chat again. Damn it. I am so disorganized, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to flashbang everybody. Yeah, okay, so, what page was it on? It's on page 30-something. It has a diagram I can show you. Yeah, here it is, okay. So, when you have one driver, and then when you have two drivers, this opens the eye diagram up. So we essentially have more energy. So over longer, more lossy transmission line cables, it improves the loss, right? I pound them with 4 parallel drivers, and you can see there's a big... The eye is absolutely huge on this, and this is only a 27 ohm load though. But yeah, what effectively you do is you link the data outputs of the LVDS transceivers together, and then you send them through 3 picofarad. We could probably tune these values. I'm not sure 3 picofarad is appropriate for this situation, but I'm getting... Oh, hi Claire! I'm not sure 3 picofarad is appropriate for this. It's still simulating. Sorry, this is simulating 2 microseconds with... What was the step? With 5 picosecond time resolution, so this takes a while. Yeah. And when this is done, it'll pull all of these out at offsets so we can individually examine the characteristics. The KiCad IBIS drivers are kind of trash. They're trying, but okay, here we go. So. What we have here is, if I can drag the, come on, you can do it. There we go. We have the combined stacked waveform here. So what I've done is I pulled out the raw driver before the transmission line, after the transmission line, preemphasis. So the preemphasis driver, because we're not DC coupled to the transmission line, we get these huge swings of like almost 3 volts, but that's fine because we're only capacitively coupling the drive through into the transmission line, right? So the reason this needs to be done is because effectively SCSI LVD, when you're running in paced mode on fast 340, so that's 340 megabits a second effectively, which is 160 megahertz clock, but the clock is running at dual data rate, so we're sampling on the rising and lower edges. So it's still not super fast, but it's fast enough where we have to worry about this stuff. When you do that, we need to where is it? We need to effectively add a preemphasis step if the device or if the initiator or target asks for it. We need to be able to enable or disable the preemphasis step. So what would happen is effectively we turn off one of the transceivers. So the preemphasis transceiver is capacitively coupled in. If we keep those capacitive stubs short enough where they're invisible to the transmission line because they're under the critical length, I'm sorry, I am just rambling so badly. I hope everybody's okay. If you have any questions, please do interrupt me and ask. But effectively what we need to do is we need to disable power to the preemphasis transceivers, because the transceivers we picked out are not those. Where did they go? Where did those? Oh god, I lost the accursed tab with the transceiver stuff open. They don't have an enable signal, right? They only have a transmit. We can't disable the output, which is annoying. But what we can do is we can have all of the preemphasis drivers on a separate power line, connect a FET to those, and then when we need to disable preemphasis, we just cut off the power. But the input buffers are still on the input lines, so we shouldn't create any meaningful stubs because the input lines are matched to 50 ohms. It's just, does that make sense? Am I making sense? Or are these just the ramblings of a madwoman? Right. I'll show you the initial PCB stuff. I really wish I could keep this clean on the back side, but I wish I could keep this clean because this would look really nice in matte black solder mask, Enig gold edges, right? You can't say that doesn't look pretty sexy. But alas, due to the complex nature of this, I'm gonna have to put parts in the back, which means this is probably gonna have to go lower or something. It'd be really cool though if I could keep it this clean. Yeah, yeah. Matte black, Enig, copper, white silk screen, nice crisp, very good. That's what the squishy boards were. Let me see if I can pull those up. I posted these to Twitter. I'm not going to... yeah, gloss black just doesn't look very good. Oh, Annie's back. Hi, Annie. Don't mind me. I am just looking for those photos I took. Did I post those to Twitter? I must have. Yeah. Yeah. So, matte black, Enig surface finish. The silk screen is a little wiggly. I didn't go for the high detailed exposure silk screen, but it still looks pretty good. These boards look great, especially in person. So yeah, I will link this for people to check out those individually themselves. But yeah, so while I wish I could keep this clean, I don't think that's gonna happen. So what we need to do is we need to effectively, yeah, that's JLC, that's 8 layers. Yeah, 8 layers, controlled impedance. They did great. Yeah. ITAR shenanigans be like that. Okay. So what we want to do, very probably, is set up a sub-sheet for all of this. Yeah, add sheet. This will just be... Oh, of course. This will be... Is that how you spell transceivers? I can't spell transceivers. I can't spell. I think that's how they spell transceivers. And this is what? Transceivers. Yeah, thank you. I have problems spelling because I'm dumb. Squishy, LVD PHY, transceivers. There we go. Okay. You're supposed to fill the background with... Really? You're just not... Alright. That's silly. Whatever. Okay, and then what I need to do is I need to go here. Schematic setup. No, that wasn't what I wanted to do. What I wanted to do was go to the paper setup. Export all of these to the other sheets, do that, and then I can go up here, and then I can do this. Transceivers. Okay. Oakley dokily! So we've already picked out 2 of the transceivers for this. The primary transceiver is going to be... Did I not put those there? Where did I put these? Apparently I put them here. No. Not those. Where did I put these? Oh, I put them in here. Okay. So these are the preemphasis transceivers. So I'm just gonna do that. Here's our preemphasis transceiver. Or no, those are our main transceivers. The preemphasis transceivers are on semi, which are these ones. I'm smart. I know what I'm doing. I promise. Okay, so yeah. So that's that. How many units were in this again? 3 units? Oh, right. So there were 3 units, so this one is going to be split into between 2 individual transceiver blocks, if that makes sense. Okay. We're getting there. It's taken, God, how long have we been live? A while. What? No, only 20 minutes. Okay. Right. Then want 2 of these because it is to prepare. These ones need to flip. And then we have 2 pre-emphasis drivers. One for that, one for that. And then what we need is the capacitors. These are going to be, I don't know about 3 picofarads. That's what the TI uses. I'll just use that for now, but what we can do is we can probably tune it. So actually, if I go back to EE schema, load up the simulation again. Hi! Yeah, sorry I haven't streamed in a while. I've been terribly clinically depressed. Gotta wait for this to go do the things. I have hydrated. Yeah, I don't know why. Whenever I'm using an IBIS model, KiCad takes absolutely ages and gobs of memory to translate the IBIS model into a piecewise linear NG spice source, and then it takes even longer to generate the exerciser voltage source to stimulate the... They need to work on that. It's just bad. He's bad. I love KiCad, I do. I've found so many bugs in the simulator in the past 3 weeks. Just, oh my god. I have annoyed the KiCad devs to no end. There was apparently a bug that they fixed, which I found because I was doing something incredibly stupid, but the max length of a line that any spice simulation script could have was 1024 characters. If it was longer, it would break the loop and just infinitely append a new line to the string buffer, and I had KiCad take up like almost 40 gigs of RAM doing that before I noticed it was broken. So that was fun. Oh, hi, thank you for the follow. Yeah, but what I wanted to do is I'll stop the sim here, and then what we will do is we will go, oop, I want to tweak those 2 values. Spice stuff actually isn't that hard. It's just a pain in the ass. For instance, the transmission line stuff is kind of janky and broken. Oh, not that one. I want that one. So this is actually a special spice element I had to add custom, which is a coupled microstrip line. And what I had to do is I had to write a custom spice library that broke that out into a sub-circuit so KiCad could ingest it. I don't know why it's not in vanilla KiCad. I should probably add a patch to add it because it would be very useful. But here we are. What was I doing? Right. Okay, so these are our DC blocking capacitors. If we, gosh, I don't know. 10 picofarads. 10 picofarads. Let's see what these are at, like 5. It's a lot faster once the models are compiled. Although the time step is absolutely dog slow. time stepping 5 picoseconds at a time over 2 microseconds is absolutely massive. Oof, yeah. Yeah, spy sims can get big. What I want to do is I want to get one of those Fusion IO flash devices. You know the PCI Express flash, they were supposed to be really fast. I want to get one of those, and I want to use it as like a terabyte of swap. And just use that, and then, yeah, terabyte of swap, let's go. I wish there might be a way in Linux to forcibly say these processes use swap and not main memory, so I don't have to swap in and out. I would need to see how to do that, because I'm pretty sure using a hardware-based flash device with gobs of flash that's pretty fast as a substitute or in addition to system RAM, and then you could delegate processes and tasks to that, would be great. Okay, we're good. Is that better or worse? I can't tell. I don't actually know if that's better or worse. Yeah, flash would hit endurance instantly. Yeah. Well, now that, what was it, CXL, that, really? Is QLC only in the 1,000 cycles? God, that's so wiggly. Why is that so wiggly? Oops. Look at how wiggly that is. That's so wiggly. Fuck it. Let's go with 5 picofarad. We'll stay with 3 picofarad and we'll see what happens from there. That's fine. We'll do more comprehensive, simulations about the capacitor stuff later. Please, for the love of God. For the love of the old gods. I'm just throwing something rough together right now. Not necessarily going to be the final, but it's better to get something done than nothing done. Flash memory is cute. DRAM is complicated and SRAM is expensive. There's not really... God, I want a PCI Express card that just has like 20 DIMMs on it, or so DIMMs, or whatever, that I can just say, more memory, I need more memory, my motherboard doesn't have enough. I've only got 128 gigs of RAM, that is not enough. I don't know, anyone who says that's more than enough doesn't know what they're talking about. This can probably go over there. This goes up there. Yeah, there's like, Micron introduced this, it was something absurd. It was like 230 something layer QLC NAND. It's like, Jesus. I mean, the end's already, end, quote unquote's already come for SRAM. We can't shrink those anymore. We've tried, it's just not daijobu. Okay, so that is effectively our pre-emphasis cell, right? That is our effective little thing. Ba-da-ba-ba. And then I just yoink all of this. Bolt bolt it onto this one. We'll have our little happy transceivers. Happy little transceivers. I'll need to add probably 1 mic caps for decoupling all of these. Yeah, that's how Flash used to be done. You used to just stick a bunch of DRAM in a box. Oh, and thank you for the pats, Claire. Has Optane died? I thought Optane was still around. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. And then... Oh, and then these... like this. Oh, well... It's official. Itanium was around longer than Optane was, for whatever that says about the world. Yeah. I am still grumpy at the Octane people. They never got back to me about my application. I want an Itanium system too. Itanium systems are freaky little fellows, but they're not bad. Yes, Itanium mention. Right. This has to go like that, because then this goes like that. This is a monstrosity. This is an absolute monstrosity. But it's how it has to be done. Well, yeah. I mean, I think every engineer worth their salt has a moderate to severe obsession with Itanium for a little while. And then these are tied together because the enables are either on or off. God, this is a monstrosity of a... I so badly wish I could do custom silicon for a reasonable price. This is absurd. Why am I doing this? I would rather tape out an entire SCSI PHY ASIC myself than just, pain. Just pain. And we replicate that here. The reason I'm doing this twice instead of once and then duplicating it is because U3 over here has 2 in it, so we have to kind of do some wiggles to get that to be happy. But wiggles aside, where exactly did those go? That is where that goes, but that needs to be pulled out. There we go. Okay, behold. A 2-channel SCSI LVD PHY. Oh god. Second verse, same as the first. This is just absurd. This looks absurd. This looks like something that should not exist. Right. Trying to think about the best way to... what was the data sheet for this again? What are the supply voltages here? 3v3. 3v3 for that one. I think we can do 3v3 for this one. Supply voltage... 4 volt, yeah, okay. 3v3 works for that one too. Itanium systems will be stupid expensive, especially for the foreseeable future, because there's... So, in a previous life, I worked for a company that made software that supported HPE non-stops, which used to be MIPS, and then they turned to Itanium systems, and they were Itanium systems for the longest time up until a few years ago, which they went to x86. And there's just banks, and oh my god, so many banks are running the shitty software I wrote on the it's scary. No, just bad. I wrote some of the worst code ever, and it's doing like cluster failover for a bank. It's bad. It's like a 500-line PowerShell script. It's just no. There's so much. It's not HPUX. No, it's a proprietary operating system called Guardian, and then there's a POSIX compatibility layer for that called OSS, or Open System Services. It's its own thing. It's not POSIX compliant, even though the POSIX compatibility layer says it is. It's actually not. It's just a whole monstrosity. Fun fact on Guardian, on the file system, files and directories don't actually exist. They kind of do. It's kind of like what DOT does, or what DOS did. So you can't get a listing of directories. You need to know where all of your files are, because if you change directories into something, if the directory doesn't exist, you'll still go into that directory. It's not like made material until there's files in it. But even then, you still can't get a comprehensive list of directories from the file system. You just have to know they exist. And it's so bad. It's just so bad. Sorry for derailing there. Mild traumatic flashbacks. You understand. Yeah, it's bad. Oh god, and then there's just, you can find, if you look hard enough, the documentation for the non-stop stuff is out there in public. It's a bonkers system. The system is just absolutely bonkers. I'm just gonna throw 1 microfarad here. Itanium is cute. Itanium had some neat ideas. It's just a shame you needed a sentient compiler and able to, build performant code for it. A microfarad. I don't know, supposedly they've already invented big ferrets. Oh, hi small cat. What happened there? That was bizarre. I am so excited for KiCad 9. Supposedly there's supposed to be a lot of good improvements. I just want it here already. Please hurry up. Although it's not, it's probably a year or more out. Yeah, I have a PA risk system. It's actually a transmitter analyzer, which I got for spectrum analysis capabilities, because spectrum analyzers are expensive, and this was cheap on eBay. So it's technically for testing transmitters, but it runs an embedded real-time version of HPUX. The instrument interface is done over an X server, so I can X11 forward it to my host modern Linux system. And it running on PA risk. It's actually a pretty cute system. Boop, boop. I can probably clean this up a bit. Oh, please, no. Oh, tickle, 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 please. I hate tickle with a passion. A burning passion of 1,000 suns. It is such a terrible language. Should I stack these even more? Should I just go full stack? Turn it into a full stack developer? Is it fun in the Tiny Tape Out Discord? I'm not cool enough to be let in there. You think Matt Venn will let me get a cell because I used to work at Yosis? Out of pity? I'm gonna go full stack. Why not just make your own little SRAM? Come on. Come on, people. Making SRAM isn't that hard. It's 5 transistors. Yes, Lofty? Oh, you need support infrastructure for it, yeah, but like a 1-bit SRAM cell for shenanigans? Although it might be cheaper to use a flip-flop for that. Or a latch? Who knows? Alright, that is our Tower of Power. Hi! I am working on a discrete LVD PHY for Squishy. Which is my scuzzy wiggler. Okay, so that's 2 channels. How many of these do we need? We need 1, 2. That's right. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. We need 27 of those. 27, we have 2. Yay. This is gonna be a whole thing. Wish these together. Okay. What's 27 divided by 2? 13 and a half? And a half? 13 and a half. We have... So 14. We'll have to do 14 of these, and then half of one will have to just be dead. That's exciting. I'm not too thrilled about that. But, c'est la vie. I'm just, preparing things for some copy pasta action. We might need a bigger sheet. We're gonna need a bigger sheet. We'll do 1, 2, 3. 6, 7. That's 8. 16. 14. There we go. Bappy pubs. Yeah, I appreciate that offer for help with tickle stuff. I just avoid it wherever I can, and the only times I've had to interact with it so far is when dealing with Magic, when dealing with NetGen, when dealing with X Scheme, or when dealing with Vivado. Luckily, I haven't had to do any of that particularly recently, so. That's, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Yeah, so one of these is gonna have to be a no connect. Or I could just have an extra one hanging out on the board if I ever need to do that. Oh god, okay. You think the sheet's big enough? I think the sheet's probably big enough. We could probably wiggle it in a sensible direction. Oh, this is problematic. Fuck. Frickety fuck. So the problem here is the power to these need to be segmented because these are all the pre-emphasis drivers, right? Which means we need to put these on a separate power net that we can then gate with a FET in order to turn off the pre-emphasis drivers. Okay. I don't know. I understand why people like Tickle. I just don't. I don't. It's bad. It makes me feel bad. It's like biting into something soft and not expecting there to be a crunch, and then there's a crunch. That's how Tickle feels. If that makes any sense. And these need to be roughly grouped how they are because how layout works. I'll just start roughly tiling these in a sane way. How's everybody doing, by the way? I hope everybody's okay and surviving. Considering everything that's been going on in the past, yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I know this is terribly boring. Pat, pat. Yeah, I get it. I get it. It's rough. It's rough. That's good. I kind of want to go back to school. I didn't mind it. I kind of enjoyed it. But I'm also a huge nerd. The problem I had, though, is I was undiagnosed depression, and just my last few semesters of uni were just terrible. But I want to do. I kind of want to do it again. Not the terrible. I just, I like learning. It's just a shame it's so goddamn expensive. Bippity bappity, bippity bappity boo. Bippity. They're also expensive. Less so, but more than I can afford. Stretch, okay. Oh. Crunch goes my back. Stretch complete. Where did I grab this one from? I grabbed this one. That's a good spot. Laying all this out is going to be an absolute nightmare. I don't know if I would be accepted into a master's program. Like, I have a bachelor's of science, but, my GPA and stuff wasn't very good because of the whole depression thing. So I doubt I would be accepted in any master's programs. Try to skip master's, go straight to doctorate, but that's not much better. Because you don't need a master's to get a doctorate. They're not technically a prerequisite. Yeah. School compatible. Academia is just a whole thing. Yeah, see, the problem is I am terrible at selling myself as a person with any skills because I don't think I actually have any. My net worth is literally negative. So trying to sell myself to someone else just doesn't work. Heck, I haven't... Hopefully if I get the ADHD meds, things will improve on some other fronts, because I haven't been able to... God, I haven't had a job in 2 years, and it's bad. Just, I am struggling. Quite severely. But anyway. Okay. Almost there. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the stuff I did for Yosis wasn't even all that involved. It was mostly just infrastructure stuff for the formal tools. I honestly have no idea what I'm talking about when it comes to like electronics or VLSI stuff. That's just entirely beyond me. Like, I can't even properly unroll an LFSR polynomial into a combinatorial circuit, right? Oh, hey Luke, I haven't seen you around. How's it going? Hope things are doing well. I gotta find some more music to recommend you. More of the weird stuff. Yeah, the problem is, unfortunately, it's complicated, right? Like, there are many people who have told me that I am good at the things I do. I cannot believe them. Like, I don't think they're lying, but my brain's like, no, it's not true. They're just saying that to make you feel better. Which is entirely stupid, right? Like, you know the person's not lying. You know they're telling the truth, but your brain can't justify or actualize that, right? Sorry, this turned into a trauma dumping session, but I hope I'm it's being a little clear, that kind of stuff. If it makes any sense, right? Yeah, got it. You gotta do your best. Gotta do your best. And even if that's just getting out of bed in the morning, something's better than nothing. You may not think it's your best, but you do what you can in the moment, right? That's what's important. I should really take my own goddamn advice. I fucked that up. Did I? That is not... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that is... You are not in line. Fall in line. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess the thing is, you'll always be your own worst critic. Unless you have, like, a narcissism issue. You'll always see yourself in less of a light than other people. And then there's the old adage, fake it till you make it. But I don't necessarily... That's not always possible. I don't know. I obviously don't know what I'm talking about. I am just a depressed NEET. So, it be like that. We're getting there. Slowly getting there. Yeah, I mean, doing your best, that's the important part. No, I want to... this is a schematic. We're laying out a schematic for a series of low voltage differential SCSI PHYs which we have to do out of discrete LVDS transceivers with sideband preemphasis drivers because they don't make these chips anymore, and I refuse to use old stock, even if it's new old stock. If they don't make it anymore, it's not viable, and I hate people. That's one of the biggest issues I have with retro computing is like, oh, we made like this cool quad floppy controller, but it's using no longer manufactured parts. Like, no, that's not viable. You don't do that. Put the effort in, wiggle your brain, and make something new. What's up, Lofty? Everything okay? Yeah, oh, to wiggle one's brain. Truly the ideal state of being. Brain wiggles. Aw, pat Lofty, I'm sorry. Boop, boop, boop. And then we go like this. Yeah, I have many gripes with the retro computing hobby. It's bad. Like, I'm sure a lot of them mean well. I'm sure they have the best intentions, but a lot of them don't have the background or are not willing to put in the effort to learn how to properly do these things with modern solutions. It's not always entirely possible. Like with the old RAM stuff, it might not be possible to replicate that with modern electronics. The timing tolerances might be too tight for things like RAM modules. But you gotta put the effort in to at least look and try. You can't just say, oh, I found this old chip that does the thing, and you can still get them on AliExpress, and yeah, it's just not good. I also think this is kind of why I'm not very, like, involved in the retro computing thing. I don't have many friends who do it, because I am so goddamn negative about it. In general, it's also just in general hard to make friends. Like I'm trying to learn how to draw. That's been going a disaster. So I want, more art friends to just kind of hang out with and try and pick up stuff. But that's impossible to do, And then with the retro stuff, there's a bunch of cool stuff out there, like what Adrian Black did with the Plexus recently. Oh God, don't. So when he drilled out the lock. Why? Why would you drill out the lock? Oh, just take it apart and remove the pins, please. Oh, that hurt my soul when he drilled out that lock. Fucking ruined the Switch. Oh, God. Yeah, see, but the problem is Tube Time is popular and well known. And I am not. And making friends with people like that is hard. Like, if they reached out to me, I'd be more than happy to talk, but I just cannot do it the other way around. My brain refuses. Also, alright, that is a terrible pun. I love it. It's very dim. Yeah, see, I can't do that. I can't just randomly show up. I feel, it doesn't feel right. I have terrible social anxiety, even if it's over the internet. It's bad. Well, the person could be as approachable as ever. It's just my brain is broken. Yeah. The retro computing stuff, a lot of it does feel like a bit of a grift. to be entirely honest. It's kind of sad. And I'm sure these people have the best intentions. Again, but it's just they don't. Can I not deselect that? Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, nah, thought so. RIP KeyCAD! What happened that time? I don't have symbols. Yeah, it's not important. Come on. Come on, stop it. Stop it. Bad. Okay. Oh. Bing, bing, bing. That was Google Calendar telling me it's time for walks. But it is far too hot to go walking right now. Alright, let's try that again. Thanks, KeyCAD, for crashing on me. I hope I saved recently, I don't remember. Yes, recover it. That's fine. Okay, that's close enough. Oof, yeah, it's been really hot here. It's currently 33°C. Outside, it's 26.8 inside, and that's with the AC actively running. Oof, leaky. Leaks suck. Yeah, Cathode dude, is pretty cool. I love his content. I just don't know how to interact with people without feeling like I'm trying to get close to them for clout or whatever. It's bizarre. I don't know. I just can't. My brain just refuses. Like, if they were to suddenly stop by, I would be more than happy to interact with them, right? But it's just bad. I don't want to talk slander, but there are a few people in the retro computing space that I think would be better off not being a public figure. And it's just people. I don't know. I don't like being super fucking negative all the time. So I wanted to make enough squishy units to send, like, I wanted to send one to Tech Tangents, right? Shelby? I'd love to send him a squishy. The issue is they're fucking expensive to make in low quantities. I spent almost $1,000 on parts and PCBs just for the prototype run. Like, the killer is a lot of the silicon is expensive. The FPGAs are $75 a pop in single quantities, and it's not much better. It goes down to $50 if you buy a full tray of them, but that's still $5,000 for a tray of parts, and I don't think I'm going to be making that many squishies. Someone from Crowd Supply did reach out and were like, hey, are you thinking about doing this? And I mean, yeah, I would do a Crowd Supply campaign for Squishy, but I just don't think there's enough interest in it to actually subsidize it or have anything meaningful come out of it. You know? And then Eric, who does the Blue Scuzzy stuff, he's aware of Squishy. He's hanging out in the IRC channel. Not really talkative, but, you know. Squishy is apparently known to some of the people in the space, which is good, I guess, right? But, you know. Okay. That's clear what that is, right? That's fine. I'm gonna join all of these. Sorry, I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm just kind of talking. Talking while doing menial tasks, hanging out. Where did I learn the high-speed RF design stuff? I taught myself. Which is why I'm terrible at it. I just kind of did research on it. I don't like Altium, but they have some good blog posts on this kind of stuff. Reading tech manuals and application notes for parts. There's a series of Rick Hartley talks, which are pretty good, but I just kind of taught myself. Okay. That could probably be raised up by one. Oh, I am not good at this. Don't let my pretending to be actually good at this deceive anyone. I am absolutely awful at this. Oh, it's just too wide. Pain. It's so close. It's so close. Oh, well, I can squeeze an extra pip out of it there. I can do that. That's one pip. Alright, okay, there's one pip. It's so close. What I could do, actually. This doesn't have to be right there. That could be right there. And what I can do is run this one out the top. Probably needs to go one. It's a little close for comfort, but... Okay. There is firepower. I have not checked to see if the chat overlay is actually working. I think I might need to increase the, phosphor persistence, as it were, of the chat messages. Right. Okay. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. It is a bit ephemeral, but maybe that's a good thing. I have not made any distributed element filters or anything like that. Oh, that could be fun. Lofty. I would love to poke at one of your FPGAs. I'm not very good at that kind of stuff, but I can try. Yeah, no, I don't really do a lot of, like, RF stuff. That's all pretty spooky to me. But high-speed signals, it's kind of approach RF, but not in any substantial way, personally, that I think is as spooky as, ooh, I draw, like, the fuck is a Rotman filter? Have you all seen this stuff? Or it's a Rotman lens, I'm sorry. It's I need to find a picture because it's just so absurd. It's just so absurd. Come on. Oh my god, why is the internet so slow? That is the worst photo ever, but look at that. A Rotman lens. That's RF stuff. Why? What? No, it makes me mad. Yeah, so yeah, Rotman lenses are used with frequency shifted arrays for beam forming, and it's just a bunch of cursed garbage. God, it makes me mad. For no particularly good reason. I just don't like... It makes sense. I understand some of the fundamental principles. It just doesn't... I don't know. My brain doesn't wiggle at that frequency, right? If that makes any sense. I've got the bad brain wiggles. Yeah, phased arrays and beamforming are just absolutely mental. Yeah, I always recommend people go for the HX 4K because it's an HX 8K and a trench coat, and the open tools will treat it just like an 8K. So there's no reason to shell out for an 8K unless you're using the proprietary. That's another thing. Oh god, this got me so mad the other day. There's someone who's doing some like exploratory FPGA stuff. And they refused to use the open tools. Like, I know they're not the best, but they refused to even acknowledge them. I don't understand why there are some people in the tech space who are just so vendor brained. It's like, oh, the vendor software must always be used. It's always better. Have you used vendor software? It's bad. Vendor software just sucks. I'm not saying like the open source tools are a golden child of stability and functionality, but they're so much better than Lattice, Simplify, Ice Cube, whatever the fucking Lattice one is. God, no, jeez, ugh. Yeah, that's another thing. There's been errata that has been fixed in the open toolchain that has not been fixed in the proprietary toolchain, if I recall correctly. And it's just, please, people. I need a con scuzzy. And I also need a thigh scuzzy. Oh, I need to stop watching YouTube videos with people trying to use KiCad and other tools because I get so grumpy at them. I am just grumpy. I don't like being so grumpy. I just am. This is technically a binder line. Yes, trying to use. This particular person... No, it's just they're not exact. They don't know what they're doing well enough, which then runs into some weird KiCad behavior that if you know what you're doing is workaroundable. For instance, as far as I can tell, they never set the DRC rules or board constraints out of the KiCad defaults. So they were using spindly little traces, and their spacing for planar pores was just way off, and then they were also routing power, but then doing a power fill. It was bad. It was just so bad. And I can't entirely blame them or the tool. They're not familiar with what's going on, right? They're not... They're new to it, right? The person even said that they're not an electrical engineer. They don't do PCB stuff. They don't know what they're doing, but... You know. I just had some terrible deja vu. I don't like deja vu. Alright, we'll go con out. And I suspect this is going to be painful, so I'm just gonna go. We don't really need to go much lower than here because... wait, no. We need to go a little lower. Oh, that's exciting. That's another thing I want to add to KiCad is I want eye diagram support in the... I did it again. Why did I do that again? I want eye diagram support in the simulator. I recently got it. I recently got eye diagram stuff working in NG Scope client. Actually, I can show that real quick. Yeah. Oh, excuse you. Excuse you. Savak. I need to cd into temp opal apps build / source NGScope client. NGScope client. This is gonna take a second. I will set it up real quick. This'll just be a second. Filter graph. We want nope. This tool is great. It just kind of sucks. Alright, and then what we want to do is I need to wait for my oscilloscope to boot. And I also need to... that... Okay. And then I do this. Sorry, I'm setting up some hardware on my desk so I can generate the PRBS stream. Okay. So I have a ICE 40 up 5K generating a 140 megahertz PRBS stream on my desk. And then we want to go to add an oscilloscope. We'll add my oscilloscope. We want to change the inputs to full bandwidth. And we want vertical, that's fine. Alright. And then what we do, we go here, we do clocking, we want a clock recovery from the pseudo-random bit stream, right? And then because we are running lower, this is not blah 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 blah, this is only 140 megahertz. Right, up, and then we want to set this offset to 1 volt. PRBS pseudo-random bit stream. It's just an LFSR that wiggles. A woo, a woo, a woo. All right, and then we go from the data here, and we want to do signal integrity. Or no, we want to go from the data here. We want to create a signal integrity. Come on. Oh, please don't crash. We are going to create a signal integrity eye pattern. Why did it go all the way? There are some rough edges on this software. It's good. It's just rough around the edges. Come on. All right, and then we want to center this around 500 millivolts. The center voltage, because we're doing single-ended, is actually 1.6 volts. And then our symbol rate is, again, 140 megabits. Yeah, it's not necessarily a primitive polynomial. Alright, and then I will close this. I will put the eye pattern here. Alright, and we will put the clock into here. And then we click go, and waha! Check that out! Eye diagram. But yeah, this is coming... We are right at the bandwidth limit of my poor little Rigol scope. It's trying its best, but it only has... The label says 50 megahertz. I unlocked the software option with the Rigol crack to 100 megahertz, and we're hitting it with 140 megahertz. And the PLL clocking is not entirely synced. We're getting some smearing of the eye, but that's not a bad eye diagram for something coming off and up 5K. I mean, granted, I'm hooked directly to the pin. I'm not going over what's the word? I'm not going over a cable, so the signal integrity is only as good as right out of the FPGA into the pin of the connector, but that's still a pretty good eye diagram. This software is a pain in the ass, but it's great. Yeah, the Thunderscope, I think. Was it Thunderscope, or was Thunderscope a more expensive one? I know Thunderscope's open source. The guy released a... this is a public thing. Let me send a link to the thing. I will publish a link. A trick is, if you're not getting a good eye diagram, or your eye diagram is taking forever to build, update the capture depth on your oscilloscope. I had to quadruple my capture depth because I was set to the piddly little like 1K. I had to up it to a few million points. Yeah, this is an ng-scope plan. Yeah, that's not a terrible... Yeah, I actually filed a bug and helped fix the Rygal driver because it was broken. But yeah. That's not a... It works for what it is. It's doing its best. I was originally setting this up so I could test, hopefully using this for the Scuzzy Phi characterization, because I'd like to be able to do that. Oh, thank you for the subscription with Prime. Thank you. That means a lot. But yeah, so pretty simple eye diagram. But yeah, where was that? No, I didn't want to flush the cache. I wanted to stop capture. But yeah. Don't mind me just breaking things on my desk. Whoops. Yeah. Alright, I can shut down my scope now. The software still needs some work. It's a very leaky piece of software at the moment. But it's good. It works pretty well for what it is once you know how to actually wrangle it. What was I doing? What was I doing? What was I doing? I was doing Scuzzy Phi things. Think I want to go like this. And then, how do I want to go about this? Yeah. School and work tend to be absolutely brutal with that kind of stuff. This is slightly problematic because I need to then... What was it? Interdigit? There's a word for doing interdigits. It's not... There's interleaf, but they're interdigitate, I think that is? Interdigitate. Intermydigitate. What? I have no idea what I'm talking about, by the way. I'm just having a time. Interdigitation. Yes. But there should be a past part, a present partic. Fuck off. I don't know how grammar works. Do I look like I know how grammar works? Right. I'm just going to pull out some arbitrary signal, and then I will do renaming later. Yeah. I have a PR in KiCad waiting that fixes. So this is an entirely different tangent. See how I had to do this? How I had to do plus and minus for a whole bunch of things, especially for the DB lines. What you should be able to do in net definitions is you're supposed to be able to go like dB 0.15, right? And that will that'll expand out to dB0, dB1, dB2, dB3. But you cannot do plus or minus after that, and you definitely can't do arbitrary expansions like that, right? That would save so much space. So what I had to do is manually expand it. But I have a PR in KiCad that's just sitting there waiting, which fixes that problem. I need to undo that because I fucked that up. What I want to do is shorten those by 1, so then I can pull these out. Again with the messing that up. That was on me that time. That was me being a numpty. Come on. I'll just fix this later. Yeah, English is bad. I want to get back into learning Japanese, but it's hard. And I don't have the focus or time. I have 1.5 million things I want to do. I just do not have the spoons or the focus or the time to do any of them. It is so bad. That's just gonna be a little bit of a stubby extra one. I hope y'all are doing okay. Is German worse? I know a little bit of German. Ich bin eine Informatikschüler. Das Essen ist gut. And that's the limit of my German. Yeah, yeah, the German grammar seems pretty rough, and their conjugation and concatenation of words just... The issue I have with Japanese is the particles, and then the verb conjugation always fucking sucks. $500 hobbies. Yeah, I know that feeling so much. I have the ADHD brain. I've got the I have a bazillion hobbies and I need to do them all. Too many hobby syndrome, yeah. Like, I've been wanting to pick up drawing for a decade at this point, and I just have not been able to, and then I've been trying more recently to get into it. It's just, I have these stupid blocks of, it's just a mental block where I'm stuck, and it's aggravating to say the least. Oh, Super Collider. I've poked around with Super Collider. I try, in a past life, I did a little bit of music. It was never very good. But I had, mainly because I had the general principles down, I just did not have the fundamentals, right? The big problem is always the lack of fundamentals. And without like going to a proper school or getting proper lessons, It's just impossible to build up from there. Well, not impossible, it just takes so much more effort and so much more time. I might not have enough space for this. Yeah, this is gonna be a little messy. I wanted to play an instrument. I tried to learn playing piano, but that just never turned out. Did I shorten these? I did not. Ooh, plotters are fun. I've always wanted to play with a plotter. Harp. That sounds like it would take a lot of effort. It's like guitar, but I don't know. It seems more complicated than guitar would be. Which doesn't make much sense, right? Because guitar can be more complicated and more expressive, but you can be pretty expressive with a harp. So yeah, I don't know. Let's go with that. Yeah, I have the problem with the spatial sense too. My 3D perception is really rough. Not very good. I have trouble visualizing 3D shapes because I am a scrub. Did I shrink those? I did. Might be able to fit this. Might. It's gonna be tight. Yeah. See, this is kind of why I want to make art friends too, because then I can ask them for advice on how they deal with this stuff. Organic shapes, yeah. I've been trying to go through, what was it, Drawbox, but I don't know, it just doesn't... I don't know. I've got some stupid hang-ups about stuff. It's no one's fault but mine, honestly, but, you know how it be. Why are you green? You should not be green. Why are you green? You should be blue. Why are you not blue? Now you're blue. Yeah, I try to go for aesthetics where I can. People who don't go for aesthetics in their designs are just kind of boring. I understand when you need to... What is going on here? When you need to slapdash things together, but when you can take the time. Don't play Satisfactory then. Oh? For a chip you're working with, and get the need description here on the short description for instruction. Good question. I am unsure. Right. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, this is... despite how much I would love this to fit, I don't think we're... Hello? Sorry about that. Someone really wanted to demonstrate how loud their vehicle was. Yeah. That's not gonna squeeze in. This is gonna take a second. Maybe it's because Satisfactory isn't tied to a grid. Like, there is a world grid, quote-unquote, but it's pretty organic and freeform. I know that's one of the things that bugged me about it for a while. Oh. Hey. Oh. Come on. I have a cursed fun fact for people about KiCad if they want to hear it. Oh, hi Neffy! How you doing? Yeah, the cursed fun fact about KiCad is that the netlist isn't actually stored in any meaningful way. It's derived from the graphics data, which means it's not like, oh, this junction belongs to this net. It's just that in the file, it's like, hey, there's a junction here with these properties. And then what it does is it scans through all of the wires and all of the junctions and then constructs the netlist from that. Nice. Relaxing from work is good. Alright, that's probably... Oh, that's gonna have to go. That is... I guess that's a sane way to do it, but I don't know, it just feels dirty. It makes my life a living hell because I was trying to write a Yosis pass that outputs schematic files for KiCad. I am going to actually just end up writing one that outputs the netlist format that you can import from PCBNew. So you'll have a write KiCad option in Yosis pretty soon. As cursed as that is. It's going to be done as an external plugin though, and not anything bundled in with core. Oh no, the pain is if you're trying to, well, there's multiple pains when trying to do generating a schematic, right? Because what if I have a netlist and I want to turn that into a KiCad schematic? Going that direction is very difficult. Not just because of, well, you know, the graph layout problem. Because, oh god, it's just a perpetual graph. Everything's a graph layout problem, and I don't like it, but, yeah. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to hit it all, which is unfortunate. I could increase the size of the schematic sheet from A3, or I tear up all of this net stuff and add another... I can't really break this up into a third row with how it's working. I'm trying to think about the best way to go about this. Yeah, so what happens is the net list is generated on the way to the PCB, and you can also just export a net list. There was a button for exporting a net list somewhere, but... how do I want to go about this? Alright, what I'm going to do is, this is probably going to make some people angry. I'm going to reorganize this a little bit. Because it just doesn't make sense and I can't fit it if I don't. So all of that work is going to be redone. I know. So what's probably going to happen is going to pull these down. And then what I'm going to do is take these and interleave them. So what I will do is I will take this one, move it down here, and then I will take this one and move it over to here, roughly the same area. And what that did is that let us collapse this by one row, and then I'll just probably have to juggle the signals to make it a little more sane. But always think of a woo. Lofty's a good person. If you're not following Lofty, you should go follow them. They are great. They're brilliant. They're just brilliant. They know a lot about FPGAs and tooling and stuff. They're just good. Very good a woo. 10 out of 10 would recommend. 12C, 12B. Ba, 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 ba. There? There? Yeah, I think it was there. Master's a good place to find them, as far as I know. Or you could just ask Lofty themselves. They're right there. Yes, Lofty is on Discord, I forget. I don't know why I should forget. I really shouldn't, but my brain is just terminally broken. Yeah. Go up here. I don't really have a way to guide me anywhere there, because going on here is I will likely have to shuffle these around a little bit, because currently this one is, yeah, so that goes there. I'll have to shuffle them around, because, yeah, it'll be fine for now though. Alright, that looks a little more manageable for doing this unwinding. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move all of these off the schematic, and then I'm just going to deal with this one row at a time. Whoop. Okay, this goes up. Second burst, same as the first. Oh. I don't know. I'll just do DB0. And I will just align things from there. Like that. I won't connect anything quite yet because I want to fix all these names before I create a giant mess for myself. That's not right. That one seems a little out of the way. And then this probably could actually, if I maintain a one blip gap, then what I can do is I can move all of these up a bit to further compress my space usage. Make things a little more cozy, as it were. Yeah. Oh, you'd have to ask Kiri, or Expired Popsicle, about that. Kiri multi-streams to Owncast. So you'll have to ask her about all of that jazz. Oh, right. I'm a dumbo. I'm a doofus. I'm a dummy. Dummy dum dum dum. Dum 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 dum. I need this one. Because this is where the actual PHY output goes. Then what I'll do is I'll just drag this little nubbin down here. I don't actually know how far out I'm going to need it quite yet. And then we go and unfold this from the bus. Yeah, that should be fine. Daijoubu. Oh, Okari. Thank you for the 3 gifted subs, Anonymous. Very much appreciated. Oh. Must continue. Annie is probably getting grumpy that it is about time to feed her and I haven't fed her yet. So I will wrap this up quickly because I also need to go walking in about an hour anyway, and I would probably like to eat dinner before I do so. But I can finish this real quick. Matrix, I don't like Matrix. I just have not had a good experience with Matrix. And I know that's probably purely a personal thing. But you know, failed to decrypt message. The big issue is the encryption ratchets always getting out of sync and just, yeah. Excuse me. Oh no. I have got a cough. Ah, I should be fine. Daijoubu. Daijoubu ne. Yeah. This is gonna come out a lot better. This is gonna actually come out like I want it to. Oh, I've heard about Zulip. I don't know if Zulip is actually any good. I have never used it. No community I'm a part of has ever tried to use it. It's just, I know it exists. I think the only time I tried to poke it was because the Rust people use it. But I haven't tried to poke it myself personally. Why is it doing that? Why are you doing that? I'm going to wiggle at you. No, you didn't copy what I'm suffering here. I know this is a skill issue. Watching someone be bad at using software is just absolutely torture, I know. I'm sorry. There we go. Revolt seems interesting. It just, I don't know. I have weird... Oh god, don't even get me started on Amaranth. But yeah, apparently... Another reason I hate Matrix is because when people bridge it to IRC, it's just awful. It's just literal suffering. It's okay, Lofty. You're okay. Pat, pat, pat. Pat, pat, be a woo. Yeah, this is gonna come out a lot better. Yeah, I've just surrendered, and I'm just gonna not make any more social media stuff. I'm done. I've got a Fetty account. I've got a Discord begrudgingly. I've got a Twitter. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Just no more. The people. I'm sad. So many artists moved to Blue Sky because it's just another. Ugh, it's just so bad. I refuse to make a Blue Sky account. I just do. It's just, I'm done. Oops. I'm just so sad so many artists moved to Blue Sky, and no, there's a few that have gone to Fetty, but just a lot of the artists I follow, yeah, sad. Some of the artists I follow actually have a Fetty account, but again, Fetty is like the weird platform, and nobody really uses it because the problem with Fetty, and don't get me wrong, I love Fetty, just reach, especially when you're an artist and trying to do that kind of stuff. You just don't. The discovery is so much worse. Hi, Annie. Guess who's come to say hello because she's a hungry little baby? Hi. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna wrap this up and then we gotta go raid someone because Annie wants dinner. And I should probably get dinner in me as well before I go walking. So we will finish this up. I would love to give you an Annie cam, but she likes to sit directly in front of me. And we ain't doing that. I will tell Annie-nyan for you. Hi, Oko. Hi, baby. You're so soft. Why are you so soft? You're so soft. Yeah, I would love to do a cat cam like Kiri does, but oh no, that's not even what I wanted. What was I doing? I'm going absolutely mental. There we go. Oh. Yeah, and off she goes. Maybe I should try to get like so you know how GamerSupps apparently does like custom flavors and stuff for people they partner with? I was thinking if that ever happened, I doubt it will. It's very unlikely that that would happen. But if that ever did happen, I would demand the most sour possible. I love sour, and I'm fine with that being a signature flavor for that. So much citric acid. If it doesn't give you chemical burns, it's not sour enough. I say that as someone with a bag of citric acid sitting on my desk so I can add it to my water. But I might just be mentally unhinged like that. Who knows? Who knows? Citric acid is sour. So is malic acid. They're commonly used as sour additives in things like candy. And sour drinks and the like. Yeah, acids in general are pretty sour. If it isn't fit for use in battery acid. Well, I mean, you can use, all battery acid is an electrolyte mix. So but yeah, if I ever managed to score a sponsor, I doubt anyone would be willing to. I don't stream enough actively, and my content is niche enough where I don't think I'll ever get a sponsor. It'd be cool if I did, but I don't think that'll ever happen. But yeah, a girl can dream. I mean, yeah, hey, you never know, right? I'm not saying it's impossible, I'm just saying it's very unlikely. Yes, PCB, if I get sponsored by PCBWay, I will accept their sponsorship if they let me make 20-layer HDI PCBs up to, what, like 10 by 10 centimeters? If they let me have a few of those for free for the sponsorship, I'll accept it. Or is that too demanding? No, PCBs aren't flavored, but the chemicals used to make them are. I need me some of that etchant. Oh, did PCB wave? 20 layers, that's fine. 20 layers isn't that bad. When you get up past the 32, I think, because that's the even number. When you get past that, then it's scary. I have a HAPS 180D sitting on my desk because I'm a weirdo like that. And its PCB is like 2 centimeters thick. It's probably upwards of like almost 60 layers or something. It's got to be something insane. Oh, interesting. Oop. Yes, yes, Annie, I am almost done. I'm almost done, little girl. Look at that. I'll clean up the corners and stuff to make it a little better later, but after wiggling some things around, look at that. Ain't that pretty? It's not entirely done. I've still got all of the enable lines to deal with. There's probably a bunch of other stuff I still need to deal with, the power gating and the MOSFET control signal for the preemphasis drivers. And those probably need to go through AND gates. I probably need a few AND gates to say if we're doing preemphasis and we have the appropriate selected, because I don't... If we're only doing... So the data bus is split into two halves. Annie, I need to move you so I can use my keyboard. I'm almost done, little girl. Well, she is not happy. She is hungry. But I wanted to go up here. So the control. Ow, Annie. Oh, baby, don't do it. Baby, it's okay. I just needed to move you. I'm so. Oh, girl. It's okay. She's grumpy. She's not letting me move her out from in front of my keyboard so I can finish this. Because she's hungry. So I gotta finish this up real quick. And then we'll have to go. Yeah, but the data bus is split into two segments. So I need to gate the preemphasis PHYs on whether the direction for them is enabled or not, so we're not always just pumping capacitive power out all of these lines. Annie, you need to move. Alright, okay, we're done. That's done. We're done for today. I've been streaming for almost 2 hours? About 2 hours, yeah. Boop, 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 boop. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Let's find someone to raid. Let's find someone to raid today. Oh. Yay, thank you all for coming. Gosh. Who do we want to raid? Pretty Fest is one of Kiri's friends. Oh. Annie, I'm almost done, little girl. All right, let's go raid Pretty Fist. I think we're doing some game stuff. Yeah, they're doing some game stuff. Annie meow clipping in progress. All right, so we'll go raid them. Oh, rip! It ate your link. It ate your link. Anyway, yeah, thank you all for coming around, and I hope you all have a good day. Have a good night. Bye-bye!